No, I feel like like people who are on like unemployment, right?
Yeah.
Or people who aren't working, they get shot on. But I think what I'm realizing a little bit more and more and more is this: um, the psychological shithole that people are stuck in, right? Which is created by society, right? Because society makes you feel worthless, right? That shithole that they're stuck in is scary, it's deep and it's dark, and it's hard as hell to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for us to be like, yo, get your shit together, right? Like strap up the boots, right? Tighten the belt straps, like, and get your ass up back on the grind, like work, get it done, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to say that, right? But when you're suffering through depression, and I think depression is more and more prevalent these days, right? Not because we're weaker, but because society has made it more possible, right? The way that society pushes social media, capitalism, right? Yo, the United States government wants you to spend money. They want you to use your credit cards,
Yeah,
right? That's how they con. That's why,
that's how.
dude. Really, like treasury bond yields, right? Super high right now. I mean, you look at the economy and everyone's like, "Oh, our economy is doing well." It's not.
It's not.
It's not, right? But the thing is, poor people keep on using their credit cards, and that's what the government wants, right? Because when you use credit card, you're making money that doesn't exist into our revenue stream for the economy, right? At least that's the way I see it. I'm not an economist. They want you to keep on spending money because that promotes the economy, right? They don't care if you're poor. They just want you to get approved for more credit cards and spend more money on Louis Vuittons so that the economy will do well, right?
That statement in and of itself. The only rebuttal that I have to that is it's the intention versus people taking advantage. So inflation happens because people spend.
Yeah, because
So
people are willing to pay.
and it circulates, like the money circulates, and it gives a false status of where the economy's at, where I say I'm saying false because this during COVID and all that stuff, since COVID and whatever, the government pumped a ton of money,
Oh yeah.
a ton of money into the economy. What did people do? They went out, instead of actually buying like survival goods and actually living off of it, they bought a Louis Vuitton bag and
No.
whatever. People, or on the other end, people lied on those applications to get extra money. Yes, there was other things in place.
PPP loans and
Yeah,
shit.
there was things put in place after the fact that, like, oh, did you lie? Did you not? We're gonna repo you or collect on your application because you lied. But at the end of the day, it goes like, what I want to point out is, I think there was good intentions with the government of what they were trying to do. The thing is, like, the government and the Fed, they're not dumb. They understand that inflation continues to go up, and
Yeah, that's why the Fed said they're only going to cut interest rates. The amount of times they're going to cut it has
yeah,
changed
yeah.
this year.
Right.
But it's also well, that was an aftermath of them increasing it like exponentially during that year or two that
Yeah,
it did.
because they had to.
They had to, because inflation was just going out of
Because
control.
people were spending too much money,
Yeah,
right? They were borrowing
spending
money
too much money,
and
and
spending it.
and inflation goes up. That's how inflation goes up, and that's why interest rates went
Yeah.
up. That's one way that's the way to counter it. But like human nature is such a unpredictable thing, and it goes back outside of finances and economics. It's that question that, like, I don't know if you want to go into it now, but it's like the mindset of, like, are we effed up right now?
Yeah.
Are people, like, I've always wanted to believe that people are innately good, but, like, and I still want to believe that, but there's so many, like, I hate to label it this way, but there's so many, like, soulless, like, unethical people out there.
Yeah.
But why do you guys care about it?
Because it's real, real,
I don't really care that
real
much.
talk. Real talk.
Real talk, yeah.
Then during the wildfires, why are people looting people's homes in my neighborhood?
Oh shit!
Because they know that people aren't home.
Damn, that happened.
Oh, I have I have a friend that gave me this police report. They caught different looters within a week span. I think it was like, they caught, like, on average 5 different looters a day in a week.
Jesus Christ!
And it's like, like, you knuckleheads out there, what the hell are you thinking right now? People evacuated, and because they want to save their own lives,
Yeah.
and you're taking advantage of that. Like, you know that they're not home because they're in an evacuation zone,
Yeah.
and you're gonna ransack their house. In fact,
Right,
like
right.
this is a good and bad thing. Fire department told people, if you evacuate, leave your doors unlocked so we can actually help out, like the fires and things like that. What did the looters do? They take advantage of that. Oh, doors unlocked. I'm gonna ransack everything that's in there. So like, it's like it boggles my mind how there's
Yeah.
looters like that.
Yeah. I mean,
In
those
this time.
there's outliers, right? There's the blatantly devious, like the scandalous. You know, the scandalous people that do evil
But it's
shit.
but like that many people is what's like it astonishes me.
I just read that there was a couple from Oregon. They bought a fire truck on auction,
Yeah.
and they were caught in the Palisades with their fire truck, and they had fire gear
Yeah.
and fire clothes on, and they were impersonating to be firefighters from Oregon, right? Um, whether they were looting or not, that's not known, but they were arrested by the sheriffs because they had a fire truck, a legit fire truck. Also, who auctions off a fire truck? But
So
anyways,
in a
Well, you auction off
normal-
police cars. I mean,
Yeah, they do that.
yeah, they take out the
demission
decal.
it, yeah.
I always wanted to get one of those
Decommission it.
ambulance trucks. They're souped up like crazy, just but random. But anyway,
Very
anyway, like, okay, given that it's a normal society and there's no fires and no like civilization has not collapsed, like I feel like you don't have to worry about other people. For me, I took it internally. Like I don't care if someone else is bad. If you're bad, try me. You know what I'm saying? Like like unless you've been like influenced by the bad directly.
No one,
Then
not everyone has the Spartan mindset like you do. Though.
no. But like fuck the Spartan mindset. Like don't think about the society as a whole or the government as a whole or politics. Like I don't get why people think about that so much. Like it's not about like if you just look internally and you're just like I'm gonna be a fucking good person. I'm gonna be a strong person, and I'm gonna defend my own people or possessions. Then that will like that should resolve all of your worries or concerns. You
Here's a. This is a very idealistic statement.
It is, but you should stick to the ideals because if you stick to fucking reality, you're gonna be depressed.
Well,
And
here's
fuck depression, by the way.
here's the idealistic statement then to rebuttal what you're saying. Like, we are a social being,
Yeah.
for one.
Yeah.
Two, like, we are innately wanting to and need to be a community. The word economy is a root word. I don't know the root word, but I know that economy actually is.
Depends on like people,
The
society.
word economy in and of itself, the root is community. It's not finance, actually.
Okay.
The root word economia or something like that. But like, I was hoping you would help me, fucker. but what I remember, actually, it was in my economics class. They said that like the root word of economy is actually community. It's not because I think that's where it went. Where like within the community, you do trades, and that's why the word economy turned the way that it did.
Okay.
But we innately are a community, and like as a being, as a species, we live and strive as a community. That mindset doesn't work, in my opinion. It doesn't work for a community because if everyone's just fending for themselves and just thinking about themselves,
Yeah.
would not. I'm not saying like let's think about the greater good, like utilitarianist, but like at least within my community or at least within my bubble, how can I make it better?
Yeah. So in your bubble, you can make things better.
Bubble as in not just my core family, bubble as in like who I affect, who's in my neighborhood, who's my neighbors, who's my social gathering churches that you go to. It's like that to me is what's more right, like a better phrase or word.
I would argue that even if we do good, you can't influence that many people. So okay, let's say if you do bad, you can affect more people than if you do good.
Oh yeah, because
Right.
it's easier to
So-
dwell on the bad than the good. Yeah, like that.
But like, I've been noticing that I've been cutting people out. That you know what I mean? I cut people out. Like,
That's human nature though.
okay, so like fuck all these like negative people, okay? Like fuck all these bad people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a good person and I'm gonna strive for more. Am I gonna be affected by society and all these fucking economics and all this other shit? No. Like fuck all of that. I'm gonna get mine, and if I have to, then I'll like
I know I get what you're saying. I'm trying to find a balance, right? Because like with that balance, I'm gonna do this extreme example. Like if you're walking down the street and someone
Yeah.
says, "Hey, how you doing?"
good. How are you?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
but that's a very extreme example because like if that person was like really in that mindset, like
Yeah.
if I'm taking your
You'll be a hermit in the hills.
they're just gonna be like, why the fuck is this guy talking to me? I don't care about him. He doesn't affect me. Like why should I say hi to him? Like it doesn't affect me. You know,
Well, okay.
you
That-
know,
you're
you know what I
taking
mean? Like,
extreme, yeah.
if I take it very extreme,
But honestly, I want my own fucking land to grow my own food, to grow my dude. I swear, I do. Like, I want to live on the countryside and fucking have my own my own little castle.
go to Kentucky.
Like literally, because the way that things
No hating
are-
to Kentucky. Though.
like the way it makes shit feel, it feels very like damn, the world is going to shit, but I'm gonna try to. I don't know.
No, I appreciate that too. Like
know?
that optimism is. The optimism is real, and I think that's needed for jobs now.
Not that it's like everything is evil and everything is shot kind of thing. I think we just have to have honest conversations, right? And you have to be aware of kind of what's going on, right? The unfortunate reality that I think Brian and I were talking about
Yeah.
is you have these multi-billion-dollar companies, right?
Right.
With the best scientists and the best psychologists, right?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out ways to get money out of our pockets into theirs, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with you too. Like, hey, who cares? Like how someone is being evil? How does that affect me, right? Because in the end, it really doesn't.
It doesn't.
Does it?
No,
Right?
I get it.
Yeah, right. You know, am I such a good person that when I hear about stuff that's happening on the other side of the world, like, I'm like, oh no, yeah. I mean, I might feel bad for them, but am I moved enough where I'm like, now I'm gonna drop everything, I'm gonna pick up my guns and I'm gonna go fight with them over there? Like, no, right? It's kind of like I think I'm a little buzzed now. 'Cause my thought isn't
10 a.m. guys. It's 10 a.m.
Yes,
We're
sir.
not supposed to reveal location or time. Come on, bro. What's wrong with you? But the idea, like, really is, no, definitely what Brian was saying. We just need to treat people like people,
Yeah.
right? And it's like Brian calls it his bubble, right? What Brian calls the bubble, I call the community, right? Dude, we need to stop spending so much damn time thinking about ourselves, right? And we need to spend more time thinking about the bubble, right? Like, should be told, like, hey, yeah, so what? You have a $15,000 Louis Vuitton bag, right? I'm gonna look at him like, damn, bro, that's dope. Do you think I'm gonna think about you tomorrow or the day after? Do you think a week from when I saw you, I'm gonna be thinking about your bag? Absolutely not. I'm not gonna care, right? We need to focus more on the bubble, on the community, right? But my dumbass is like, if I'm the one with the $15,000 Louis backpack, I'm gonna be like, huh, I have a $15,000 Louis backpack. Everybody saw
No,
me.
to only somewhat piggyback, but also just kind of elaborate a little is, I'm not saying lose yourself, right? So like there is the balance of, like, I'm not gonna sacrifice and give my life, my body to the community. Like I need to take care of me. I need to take care of me, my family first.
Yeah.
So, like with my point is, with that said, we now to layer in what France is saying, like we take care of ourselves first, because we need to take care of ourselves, because my purpose is to make the community better.
See, what if that's the problem right there? Cause, bro, where does self-help stop? Right?
Oh shit.
Where does self-help stop? Where like, hey, I'm just doing this to take care of myself. Right? So what if it's not about taking care of yourself? What if it's
good,
what
very,
if it's
very good
taking
point.
care of the others, right?
Yeah.
What if I'm like, hey, you and you guys are my brothers, right? So your well-being is just as important as mine.
Yeah.
Or I can be like, hey, no, I need to take care of myself first before I can help you guys, right? Because that's what modern psychologists tell us today, right?
Yeah.
And where the hell has that gotten us? Absolutely damn nowhere.
No, I think there's is truth. Okay, for example.
What have
right?
we created
Okay.
these days other than depression?
This
and,
podcast.
and sadness.
No, like use our personal lives as as
Yeah.
an example, right? When I was broke as fuck, when you were broke as fuck, and we were fucking like trading credit cards with each other to fucking pay bills, right? Like we were helping out with the community,
Yeah, because I was focused on the other.
right?
On you.
right.
Oh.
But at the end of the day, did that fucking help
you.
us?
Huh?
Maybe it kept us sane, and maybe it gave us purpose. So I'm not saying that it was bad, but what I'm saying is that
No, you
honestly now, when we are stable and somewhat successful, we are able to affect the community more.
yes and no. Look, when we were trading credit cards, when we were helping each other out, right?
Yeah.
What did that create, right?
A bond.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It didn't give us financial stability.
Yeah.
It didn't give us a bigger place to live in. It didn't give us better cars or better clothes, but it created a bond, which in a way, right? I mean, shoot, like what, 20, 30 years later? No, not 30 years. We're not that old. 20 years later,
Yeah.
it's still there,
Right.
right?
No, I mean it creates relationships that are very important. I agree. Right? But if you say I want to impact my community,
No. What is community? Community is a relationship.
Yes.
What is more important than relationship? What is more important? Yo, if you were a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
And you're no disrespect to billionaires because I love billionaires, but you know, I guess I shouldn't go here, but or not I shouldn't. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going, but it's like the bond, the relationships is more, in my opinion, is more important than anything else, right?
Yeah.
Because if I were like, hey,
Yeah.
I'll give you $1 million, but you can't kick it with us anymore, right?
Yeah.
And if you're like, hey, fine, I'll take the $1 million, right? I think that's a sad thing.
Yeah.
that's not a real thing though.
Okay, yeah, right.
That's not I'm saying a billionaire,
Okay.
let's say,
Uh-huh.
right? Or let's say Elon Musk,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Elon Musk employs hundreds and thousands of people,
Mm-hmm.
gives them stability, gives them basically breathe life into these people's lives.
Yeah.
Fucking they could support their families.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm saying he has more influence
Mm-hmm.
because he himself is like wealthy and stable. I don't know how stable he is, but whatever. Right? But like he has more influence on the community
Uh-huh.
than you and I or you would. So what I'm saying is
But is that a good thing? Yeah, he has influence. Is that a good thing?
Well,
if we're talking about economics, then yeah.
Okay, but it's economic. So is economics the end game?
No, he's trying to save the fucking world.
According to him, right? Like, hey, I love Elon. I have Tesla stocks, right? Let's go Tesla.
Bro.
But
But it's real.
but here's my. There's thresholds for everything.
Okay.
There's thresholds of to bring back that comment of like, at what point do you consider self-help is enough? Like what point am I okay with the self-help that I'm doing is a threshold. The scale that you're talking about of Elon Musk and his impact to the community, that's a threshold too.
Right.
But here's that example. If I'm able to help one person in my community, is that enough for me? It is. And it's like, do I need to be like changing LA County as a whole and invest all my money to actually make that impact, to say that I actually made an impact? Or if you need a place to sleep at a certain night and be like, bro, come over, I have a bed for you, let's do it.
Yeah.
That in and of itself is enough impact for me.
No, for sure. Okay. We're not talking about our relationships, right? Because
No,
our
no, no, no.
relationships are unbreakable, in my opinion.
No,
right?
for sure.
But what I'm talking about, what you guys were talking about, was the society and how it's fucked up and politics and all this shit. And it's like it doesn't fucking matter, guys.
No, I used you as that example of you like giving you a bed, but I live in a smaller city, like in California, and that smaller city in California, can I still make an impact? Can I donate to the YMCA or if there's a food bank that's going on, like my small donation or my impact that I do does make an impact. So if I'm not trying to get righteous
Yeah.
or whatever.
I'm not like humanitarian deeds are good and great. But what I'm saying is you have to focus on being a good person yourselves and stop focusing on other people being bad. Because all-
That's what I'm trying to stop
Yeah,
you. Like
that's
I'm not.
all
I'm
I'm
not.
saying.
I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I think I'm getting caught up with when you say stop thinking of others.
Yeah.
Is the wrong part. Like I agree. Think about yourselves, because like if I don't love myself and if I'm not taking care of myself, how can I take care of others?
Right.
Is a core thing that I'm assuming that
Yes,
that's what
that's
you're trying.
exactly what I'm saying.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is no. Don't stop thinking about others. Because that is what it is. I got to take care of myself so that my purpose is to take care of others.
So this is probably not an original idea, although I want to think it's an original idea, but it's probably from something I read somewhere.
Probably.
But
You read a lot.
depression, right? Depression is all focused on me. I'm unhappy.
Fuck the
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This me culture, right?
Look.
And I think I kind of kind of going off what you guys are saying, I totally agree with Brian. What if the cure for depression was not to focus on me and my own mental health and my own well-being, but to focus on the other, right? What if here's a crazy thought. What if Jesus was right in
That's fucking crazy, man.
right?
Oh, that's why
What-
billions of people follow
Yeah,
him.
right. What if he was right in that when we think about the other,
Yeah.
when we help the other, right? When we live for the other, that will be nourishing to us, right?
I mean, it is.
Right? There's a guy, Pedro Arrupe, SJ. He says to be men for others. It's actually it's the motto for Loyola High School, right? Men for others,
Okay.
right? I mean, I think we, in our own individual ways, we kind of try to be men for others, right? We try to do what we think is right for the benefit of our community, right? And I think I can at least I can say with you two guys, if I were asked, hey, can you give an account of what these two guys have done for others? That can be like, yeah, easily, hands down, right? Like I can say, right, like you helping out at church, you helping out with the Columban Fathers, right? I can say like, hey, there's no doubt that these two brothers have been meant for others, right? I think that is the antidote. That is the contrast to the excessive capitalism that I was talking about earlier, that we see in the world, right? Where it's about me, right? Even this depression, which is very real. No knocking on depression, but it's about me and how I feel and how my life sucks, right? And maybe a cure to that, and a cure to kind of so many of the maladies that are kind of happening in the world today is if I said it's not about me, but it's about the other, right? And what kind of community would we be able to create if we can focus on the other? And you know what? I mean, I can't say it because it doesn't apply to me, but what if like your life is just shit, that like it just sucks, right? But you help others.
I mean, this is like what Father Mark says, right? It's all perception,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Father Mark.
Father Mark.
But
For sure.
it's all perception, and that's when I say fuck depression, because I've been depressed, but when you realize it's just your perception of your life, then it changes.
I love that. I love that because I was trying to jump in to say one thing. It's just water.
It's gonna be like,
Glass ticket.
I was gonna say one thing of, I know a guy. So here's an example of what you're saying, not to kind of tie in what you're saying too, but it's, what if we help others to be the antidote of depression? That's a slippery slope. So I read this thing of, I don't read a lot and I can't even quote who said this, but I read this I read this thing that said progression doesn't happen unless self-reflection happens.
Okay.
So you can never progress unless you actually self-reflect first.
Okay.
Because and true life example, I know a guy that was in the shits, went through a divorce, like was out of a job, finally landed a job, and he was sitting there trying to be grateful for what was going on, but he had a ton of demons inside himself, and could not get over that. And then he came to me this one day of, like, he was a coworker of mine, and then he came after a weekend, and on Monday he was like, Brian, I went to the food bank and I went there and I did it, and I felt so good. Like, a part of me was like watching him speak, and I'm like, I sat there and like, and this is my judgment, so like it may not be right, maybe totally wrong, and this is just like my personal opinion, my judgment. I was like, you are fooling yourself.
Ooh, shit. I don't know about that, bro. Damn.
No, like you're fooling yourself. Why?
Hella judge you right
No,
now. And Tony, you can't drink because you got to drive us to get crabs. But
Yeah.
anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I love crabs.
You're-
But
So
but
you're judging yourself.
I'm like you're
Ooh.
fooling yourself.
Okay.
Because this guy like immediately was still talking about how crappy his life was.
Because it's still crappy.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Why?
Okay.
Why?
I don't know.
So his divorce was done.
Okay.
Like, it's settled. That's settled, right? His financial situation was better. He had a job. Like,
Okay.
he was my coworker, so like he had a job.
Yes.
So he's leaving now living single and making money, good money. What was there to really, like, he was down on himself, and like his my life shits was all because of the fact that like I'm a 40-year-old guy that went through a divorce, and what will people think of me? Like he's
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's trying to like convince himself that I'm still gonna do good in the world. So like I busted that comment of like, no, you have to take care of yourself first before you're ready to take care of others. So what you just did over the weekend, great. You did help. They will be appreciative. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to discount what you did, but you're losing the concept of, I need to fix myself first before I actually am able to help others. So for the record,
I disagree.
no, I get it, and this is where I said, this is, as I was saying it, I realized this too. It's not my place to say what's the right solution and what steps is actually correct. And maybe this was a step for you to actually heal,
Okay.
and maybe this was, I was just caught up in the moment of, to me it was backwards, but maybe this was actually the correct way for you to do it, and it's not, and in hindsight, and me speaking now, like, it wasn't my place to judge. So maybe that's the case, but I still believe the ideal is I still believe that self-reflection of like, no, I need to fix myself before I actually do these kind of acts is the idealistic correct way of doing it, in my opinion.
So what Father Alex told me, right, when we were doing youth ministry, I would say like, oh, these kids need us, and he would be like, you got it completely backwards. It's you need the kids, right? And so yeah, I can see how helping others heals you and makes you into a better person, right? When you work on yourself, there's certain expectations that others have of you. You have to be able to support yourself. You have to be healthy, right? You have to be able to protect as men,
Yeah.
right?
Let's say that that's the bare minimum
Bare minimum.
for all.
I told you, that shit burns, man. No, ugh.
Here, drink some water. Drink some water.
Let's all agree that that's the bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Yeah. Which I'm not fulfilling right now, but you have to be able to provide for your family and keep your family safe.
Right.
Yeah, so like that's to re-summarize. That's what Tony was saying. Like fuck the others, whatever. That's what he was trying to emphasize.
Right.
Bare minimum. We got to get the bare minimum, and that's
Yeah.
where I want to like agree. Like yeah,
Yeah.
that's there.
But I will say this. It's kind of agreeing with Tony.
Yeah.
In helping and finding the other, you find yourself. Right?
I agree with that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
And this is
100%
what I'm saying.
with
Like
that.
Jesus,
Yeah.
I think Jesus was right. He was onto something when he said, "In giving, you receive." Right?
Right.
In dying, right, you find life. Right? I really do think it's in helping others and being and helping others is broad. It doesn't mean that you have to pay for their mortgage or you fix their marriage problems, right? Just being present for the other, right? It can be helping others, right? When we stop thinking about ourselves so much and we start thinking about the other, damn, what could we accomplish? What could the world be, right? And then this is where now I piggyback on Brian. So you know what? Will my actions change the world? It probably won't. But my community, my bubble, right? That's where I am present for others. That is where I am available for others, right? And then if you have enough of Brian's everywhere, next thing you know, what you're gonna realize is
The community is good.
the community has changed.
Right.
The community has transformed into something that is about the other and not about me.
But you have to take care of the basics first.
So
was a given.
Okay, so this is where
it's not
this
a
is
given.
where I disagree with Brian.
Yeah, you think that like you
Don't
wanna be a
you-
fucking saint?
No, you don't need to take. Look, what I'm saying is this: the antidote to taking care of yourself
Yeah.
is to take care of others.
Okay.
That's the oxymoron. That's where it's
have a- I
it's it crosses and it's weird.
It is.
I'm trying to say it as you for you.
Oh, okay.
You have a bare minimum to support your family. Okay?
Uh huh.
Are you?
Now, well, yes and
Hold
no.
on, hold on, let me finish,
Okay,
okay?
yes, finish, please.
Okay. So therefore, what I'm saying is when you're doing all these things for the church and all these things, it's good, it's great. Makes you feel good. Yippee fucking kaye, right?
Uh-huh.
But you have to be able to support your family first.
Yes.
Which is me telling you, get a fucking job. Right?
Not you
And-
ratting
and-
me
and
out
I
that I'm
think-
not working right
I
now?
think it's different from Brian's side. I mean, when we were broke, we helped out with the community.
Yeah,
We did.
yeah.
Right? And I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong or whatever, but I'm saying the bare minimums have to be fulfilled before.
Yes.
Is that
No.
Okay.
I can give you that.
okay? So, and I'm saying you could still help out while you're doing all that shit, but your main priority should be your survival.
So let me ask you this: what is considered survival?
What is considered survival?
Is this house
Being
considered
able to-
survival?
No,
So if you were to downgrade, that would be okay.
that's fine.
You know that's a very so within this conversation I don't disagree with France either because his so before my definition of survival is that threshold that I'm talking about, but that's definition of survival or where my threshold is my level of security, financial
Level of
security, financial security or whatever that it is.
Yeah, and
So to that point and where he stands in his life right now is if he was alone right now,
Yeah,
he probably wouldn't be this happy go lucky.
right.
He has a security blanket.
But that's the wrong security blanket.
That's your judgment where he is totally fine with that.
And I guess that's where we differ.
No, no, for sure,
Because-
for sure. And I'm not saying what's right or wrong.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I'm just trying to define that. Like people have different thresholds and capacities of
Yeah.
things. And his capacity right now is like he's willing to do this right now, drink this at 9 a.m. And like be the way that he is because he's secure. He may not be. He may not. So there's a difference between where he wants to be versus the basic like level of security.
Right.
Can he live? Can he go out to eat? He just went out to go eat all you can eat sushi last night.
Yeah.
Like they are still able to do that, and
Right.
because of him being able to do that,
Okay.
his level of security is there.
Let me redefine what I mean as survival then. Okay? It's the same thing for Samson too. it's being able to stand on your own by yourself. Right? And I think that is survival. I don't care if you're in a fucking apartment. I don't care if you're in a home. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. Right? Like, honestly, McDonald's makes more than fucking the leasing, that at my work. I don't care about that, right? I mean, but what I'm saying is there's minimums that need to be met before we can.
Look,
Yeah.
like France.
And I'm not trying to knock you, bro.
No, he's not.
I'm not trying to
Yeah.
knock you. Like,
No,
I'll
no.
support you.
No, no,
You know what I mean?
No.
You know what I mean?
no, but like,
Okay, I'll fucking support you.
no,
That's
like,
not-
I don't think it takes it that way either.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to like reason with the fact that like where he's at, the reason why he's sitting here smiling once again is like he's secure. Like he's
Oh no, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
like if he wasn't, he wouldn't be here today sitting with us right now if he
Right.
wasn't feeling secure.
Right.
And that in and of itself is like, is he where's that threshold of am I in the place to help others? Like if I were attempt to try to define that as like, am I willing and able? Do I feel willing and able to do so? He at this point, because he feels secure, he is willing and able to do so. That's why he's active at church and does what he does. That's why he's here. He's willing and able. Like, and if that's his threshold, then if that's where he's at, then so be it. Is what I'm trying to say too. Okay. Like, now that is once again that's a difference of him baseline as to feeling secure and where he's at and what he wants, like, but what he wants to be and what he wants to achieve is a different
Yeah.
level.
And I'm sure he's gonna achieve greatness
Yes. So like there's the
if he stops drinking.
yeah. No, me too.
Why do we have to be so negative?
The blessing of marriage provides this too, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
100%.
None of this is possible without my wife.
Yeah, and if that wasn't the case, I'm gonna throw up right now. But if that wasn't the case,
Okay, shout out to Cara de Caballo.
but if that wasn't the case, he really wouldn't be like this way. And like,
Yeah.
but like to now add a little sprinkles on top of that, like because he's willing and able, he is willing and able, and he does do the things. And the reason why he smiles even bigger is because he does help the community and defines himself as a man as to who
You
he
know what?
is.
It's kind of weird, right? I think the reason why I can smile, apart from the fact that you guys are pretty funny, right? Is I'm 42 years old, unemployed, not entirely sure what's gonna happen with the future, right? Will this always be the situation? I don't know.
No.
But no. The part that follows is what I'm talking about. I think it took a while. But there's a solid anchor.
Yeah.
There is a solid foundation, and that solid foundation is my wife, right?
Christ.
No, my wife. Are you not listening to me? What is going on? I don't know why you're high-fiving him when he was wrong. He speaks so confidently and he's so wrong. No, it's my wife,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Not because she's making money, right?
Oh yeah, mentally,
Yeah.
emotionally, everything. Yeah.
But because she's giving me this chance to rest and to kind of develop myself, right? It's almost like a Pokemon evolution, right? I'm going from like Pikachu to Raichu.
Raichu.
Yeah, Raichu, right? Thank you. Yes, sir. No, it's now definitely Christ has a role in all of this, but I would say having a strong, loving wife
Yeah.
really is the backbone.
Must be nice.
That it's amazing.
No.
I'm on Francis' side on
Yeah.
this one.
A shout out to you. No, it's what makes it possible, and it's the reason why I can. And he's not even drinking.
I know, straight up.
No, it's what makes it possible.
No, yeah.
It's right. It's what makes it a possibility that a 42-year-old unemployed dude, right, literally bringing zero money and no unemployment, right, can smile and be happy, right? Not because we have money in the bank, not because there's security financially, right? But I can be happy because I know that even in this situation, my wife loves me and my wife supports me, right? And my wife is one with me, right? Then there is no other reason, right, that I need. I can do nothing but smile, right? What, I don't have a house, right? What, I'm not driving an Aston Martin because I saw one today. It was like, it was dope.
Oh, that's
But
nice.
right, but not because I'm not driving an Aston Martin or I'm not eating at like Nico X every day. No, it's not like that. I can smile and genuinely be happy because I know in a very real and in the very like every cell of my body, I am loved. Not that I'm loved by God, because sometimes I question that, unfortunately, right?
We love you.
Yeah, right?
Love you.
Okay, let's, no, not you guys, right?
You ain't even
Yeah,
drinking.
yeah, right. Right? Yeah, but because with my wife, there is no doubt, right? And because of that, regardless of my situation, I can smile and I can be happy. Even when I'm being a useless bum, right? It's okay, right?
For now.
For now.
Oh, I mean,
Not a
what
useless bum.
was January, right? July, August, September, October, November, December. January. Dude, 7 months of not bringing in a single cent home. 7 months. And I have not ever heard one complaint about money. I have not heard. I mean, we're planning a little mini trip right now to a winery, right?
Can I go?
Do you want to go?
I'm just kidding. When is it?
Yeah, we're thinking about going to Paso Robles.
When?
Like February,
Okay, maybe not February.
right? Right? Because I mean, she kind of does what we've been talking about. She lives for the other. She kind of lives and loves me, right? And in that way, I can't help but love her even more for it, right? Okay. Okay. He's gonna say this. Okay. Yeah.
Got me teary-eyed right now.
I know
Got me
that was,
teary-eyed.
that was pretty deep.
No, but that
Make this into the wife section and shit.
no it's like this. When you know that the other cares for you, when you know that the other loves you, right? It doesn't matter what kind of car I drive. It doesn't matter what kind of clothes I have, right? It is the feeling that hey, for a guy to
Is
say,
this all in his head though?
it might be, but who cares? If it's in my head, that's all that matters.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, who
Ki-
cares? I
like-
don't care what you think or what he thinks.
To that point of what you were saying earlier, it's like, yeah, who cares what everyone says? If this is me taking care of myself, this is it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In my mind, and this is kind of like, I won't say this often, but not in front of you guys, but it's.
I'm gonna sock you.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, let me just lower my head a little bit. No, it is the idea that like I am loved, right? Like genuinely deep.
No, well,
Yeah, no, like for me, right?
yeah,
It's not that it's not a feeling, but it's like me knowing it, right?
yeah,
And that's enough to carry me. That's enough to sustain me, right? To the point where I found like, hey, if I have to work a janitor job to support her, then I would in a heartbeat, right?
and that's kind of the point that I was trying to make to Tony too. Like, you know where those pressing points are, and it's like, if that day needs to come, that you need to like, oh shit, I need to go work at McDonald's, you will.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
like, you're doing what you're doing because of your security blanket, and like so to kind of repeat what I was saying, is like France will go
No, you need to drive. You need to get his crabs.
like
Engine his crabs on sale.
just take a little.
No, he needs to drive.
It's okay, just a little, but like it's not that bad.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Maybe it was just a day.
I think it needed to breathe.
It was the company.
Yeah,
It was a company.
Oh,
You were there, fool.
no, yeah, it was
It
us.
was us.
It was us. But you know what I think it was? You know what I think it was? It was this, and we had an Oban or something like that. So the Oban,
In comparison.
yeah, in comparison.
I see, I see.
But anyways, what I was trying to say was like France, if and when the day needs to come, he will work at McDonald's if he really needs to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
will
have no
work.
doubt. Yeah,
I
yeah.
would do whatever and anything it takes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he doesn't need to, and he's here, and he's happy, and he's smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Okay.
I'm just gonna say today is one of her few days off, right? Because on Sunday she spent it with my family.
Yeah.
We got all you can eat sushi, right? And I tell her like, hey, on Monday I'm gonna be hanging with the guys. And we're gonna do a podcast, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, do you want to come with us? Like, can you come with us? And she was like, what am I gonna do? And I was like, I don't know. Right? And so she was like, all right, then I'm gonna stay home, right?
Yeah.
The one day that she has off that we can spend together, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go kick it with the boys, right?
Yeah.
And there is not an ounce of annoyance in her voice. There's not a like, what about me, right? In her thought process. And I'm just like, damn.
to piggyback on this, like the reason why and why I'm here too is like, so my kids, one of them, they're on a play date and they're going to like Dave and Buster's. The other one though has friends coming over to our house.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a house full of like 4 or 5 girls, three to 5 girls or whatever. And you know, is it easier to have 2 adults inside the house to like manage?
sure, yeah.
100%.
Sure.
100%. But I said, I asked her, it's like, hey, what are we doing Monday? Oh, we're just being adults. And I was like, okay, can I go?
Yes.
Yeah. And immediately she's like, yeah, go. Like, it's fine. So like, but here's what I want to correlate with that is on multiple points. I think our wives, including your wife, know the relationship that we have, and they respect the relationship that we have. Granted, you needed to pay your wife's like nails to stay out a little longer,
Not necessary to mention, but
And I think she's actually.
but but at the end of the day, like I actually want to believe. Like I remember having this conversation with you too, Tony, at the beginning of it all. Like as you're getting married, like she will learn and see and observe what kind of relationship we have. She will see and learn what friendship truly is, and I actually believe that she understands that now. I've never asked her, obviously never had that kind of conversation with her, but I think she knows that now. Is like,
I think she's starting to learn it.
starting to learn
She's starting to, yeah.
I mean, she definitely knows that there's love for you guys more than other people.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
And
but
so
but,
it's-
but like there's certain layerings of things, right?
Yeah,
Like
right.
like regardless of how much each and every one of us make, regardless of what's growing on our bodies that and that we can't control, and like we would make like I'm
What's
about
growing?
tumor?
Yeah,
You
what
talking
are you,
about
what's
tumor?
growing
You
on your body, bro?
random example. It's like I don't care what's happening to your
No, are you? Did you have something?
no, like I have like sunspots and things like that.
Cause yeah, when you say random shit growing on your body, all of a sudden you're like,
This
what?
is spreading, bro. I need to get this lasered off. But anyways,
Do you not see my face? Like all the stuff.
but that's my point. Like I don't want to see your face.
He sees your soul, bro.
I wish he would
He
pay
sees
attention
you.
to me a little bit. I spend all this time and he never pays attention to me.
But my point is, motherfuckers, is like regardless of what that is, it's like that's that relationship that people will see. Like your wife, my wife, and your wife is starting to see is that. Like I think that's why she was like Juliet. Sorry,
No name drop.
Caballo.
Caballo?
That's why your
I
wife.
don't think a bio.
Yeah, that's why your wife was very much like, hey, yeah, go. No hesitation, no remorse. Same with my wife. Like, oh, you're gonna go meet with these guys? Do it. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna cut you off really quickly
Yeah,
right
no.
here, but in our hearts, Yumi kind of has a special place, right? Not because we hang out with her often, because we don't, right? But whenever we say to you like, "Hey, we're gonna hang out," you're like, "Yo, I'm there."
Yeah.
Now, let's be real. As manly as you are, you still need her approval.
No, yeah.
And she gives it to you, bro. Like she's like, hey, yeah, go kick it with the guys, right?
Sounds so.
And I'm just like, damn. And because of that,
We love her.
yeah, in our hearts, she will always be dope.
And I'm gonna try to circle this back to like what you said earlier. It's the relationship, and I think she respects the relationship. There's things that you guys provide to me that she can't. That sounded really weird. That sounded.
Friendship is necessary.
No, that sounded.
He's just.
I know, no, he's being dirty minded. But that's the truth. It's like there's moments and times where I leaned on you guys mentally, emotionally, more so than my wife, and that and it was so much more impactful than my wife. In fact, there's things that I couldn't say to my wife that I said to you guys that relieved so much burden and stress off my shoulders.
Yeah, I mean there is guy talk,
Yeah.
and it's a real thing.
Real thing.
It's a real thing, but more so like there's certain events in life and like things that happen in people's lives that it was truly that I think you guys know what I'm talking about, but like it's those moments where it's like I can't tell it to anyone else.
Right.
I can't say it to anyone else. And in fact, it was those moments where like if I did say it to my wife, this will come off, but like if I did say it to my wife, it would all affect other things in negative ways.
Yeah,
And I can't do that either.
Right.
I need to hold those in. And to have that relationship, it's like certain relationships are so valuable.
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
100%.
But we've covered a huge range of topics.
And it's pretty awesome because we're talking naturally, and that makes a big difference.
But I would say let's pause it and discuss some food.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
All right. Pause the mic. You know what? Let's not make this a video one this time.
Should I just stop it?
Yeah, just stop it. And you have to save it. You have to save it.